For months and months, ever since the word impeachment first became something that was real, Republicans have been insisting that Donald Trump did absolutely nothing wrong, and if he did do something even slightly wrong, it probably wasn't an impeachable offense because it wasn't technically a crime. Well, according to yesterday's Government Accountability Office report, Donald Trump did in fact commit a crime. And that crime was a violation of the 1974 Impoundment Control Act, which clearly states the president cannot withhold congressionally approved funds. Not for any reason. Doesn't matter if it was purely based on something that this country needed, as Trump claims it was. It doesn't matter if it was to dig up dirt on your political opponents. It doesn't matter the reason. The 1974 Impound Control Act says Congress approved it. You've got no authority to withhold it now, Mr. or Mrs. President, whoever comes along in the future. And that's what the GAO report said yesterday. And the reason that reasoning is important is because the Office of Management and Budget had tried to argue before the GAO that Donald Trump, this is what they said, it was withheld to make sure that the transaction was congruent with the president's policy initiative. Had nothing to do with Joe Biden, the OMB says. It was all about making sure Ukraine was on the level, right? We didn't want to send money over there to this country that wasn't going to act in our best interest. We wanted to make sure they weren't going to screw around and that they were good recipients of this congressionally approved money. The GAO had this to say about that. They said, faithful execution of the law does not permit the president to substitute his own policy priorities for those that Congress has enacted into law. OMB withheld funds for a policy reason, which is not permitted under the Impoundment Control Act. The withholding was not a programmatic delay. Therefore, we conclude that OMB violated the ICA. Now, they also pointed out right there, as I just said, it wasn't a delay because of something with the program itself. If they were trying to retool it, if there was a problem with the actual transfer, whatever it happened to be, yeah, they could have withheld it temporarily or delayed it, I guess, for that purpose. But that's not what this was. See, the GAO wasn't looking at whether or not he withheld these funds to hurt Joe Biden by digging up dirt on him and getting them to announce an investigation. They just looked at, is the president even allowed to withhold funds? And the answer, as they clearly stated yesterday, is no. That's a violation of the law. And we also refer to violations of the law by another word, crime. And that is exactly what the president did when he withheld those funds. He committed a crime. Any crime whatsoever committed by a president is an impeachable offense. No matter how big, no matter how small, high crimes and misdemeanors. That's what the Constitution says. So the biggest argument the Republicans have had against the impeachment that, even if he did it, it's small potatoes. Yeah, Trump's own government just blew that argument up Thursday morning. One of our video sponsors today is Skillshare. As we enter this new year, a lot of people are making resolutions, and one of those resolutions should be to learn something new in 2020. And Skillshare is the premier tool to allow that to happen. Right now, Skillshare is offering 2 months free premium membership to Ring of Fire viewers. You can just click on the link in the description of this video, or you can go to skl.sh/ringoffire6. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning, with thousands of classes available for those who are interested. Whether you're just beginning or thinking about learning a new skill, or whether you're a master that just wants to stay on top of your craft, Skillshare has something for everyone. Me personally, I have actually used Skillshare's classes to learn a little bit about video editing, something I have always wanted to do considering my career path, but I've never actually known how. And with Skillshare, I have learned how to do this. So there is something for everyone, from illustration to graphic design to music production, marketing, and general productivity, you will find something that interests you at Skillshare. And again, right now, Skillshare is offering 2 months of free premium membership to Ring of Fire viewers. That is skl.sh/ringofire6. And then after those 2 months have ended, it's less than $10 per month to have access to the unlimited library that Skillshare has to offer. Learn something new with Skillshare today.